of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Right now, we're going to take a moment for silent reflection, if you would, please. Thank you, and we would do well to remember those victims of the Grand Blanc Township church shooting and pray it doesn't ever happen again. For the benefit of their families, too. So, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Trustee Burt. Present. Trustee Todd Lloyd.
Here.
Treasurer Clee.
Present.
Trustee Leverett.
Present.
Supervisor Miller.
Here.
Trustee McIntyre.
Here.
And Clerk Triplett here. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any additions or deletions to this evening's agenda? I think so. Are there any corrections to the minutes of our last board meeting from September 29th?
I don't see any.
I don't see any. Which number should I be?
Well, those were the last ones. Okay, so we'll approve those, and then we're going to approve the ones from the meeting before. So all those in favor of approving the minutes from the September 29th work session signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Those are approved. Then we had our regular third Monday board meeting on September 22nd. Are there any corrections to those minutes? No? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes from the Monday, September 22nd board meeting signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Those stand approved. Thank you very much. We have a presentation with Stephanie, I forgot your last name. Williams. She's a representative of 811. She can answer any question you have. So with that, if you'll come up, Stephanie, we welcome your presentation.
All right, good evening. My name is Stephanie and I am with MISDIG 811. I was asked to speak today to help spread awareness about the projects that are going on in your community. The state of Michigan currently has some grants out for fiber installations that are going on across the state. These grants will take place over the next 10 years, and we may have more grants rolling in. So this is going to be ongoing work for your community here. So with that being said, you may have noticed some utility flags in your area marking utilities. These are marking the approximate location of those utilities. They need to stay in place to know where those utilities are for the work to be completed safely. So tampering with or removing the flags is against the law per Public Act 174, and it can result in fines up to $5,000 or even up to a year in jail. More importantly, you're putting a risk to yourself and the community if you're removing the flags. So you may be curious as to how you can find out what work is being completed when you can remove those flags. At MISDIG's website, misdig811.org, you can view our public dashboard in the top right-hand corner, and that'll let you know what type of work is going on and if there's an active ticket, and if there's not, then you would be able to remove the flags at that time. And keep in mind, MISDIG 811 is not the excavation company, and we are not the locating company. If you have questions, you can visit the public dashboard, and that can help point you in the right direction. Does anyone have any questions about the fiber installation or any MISDIG related? Yes.
I would like for you to make a statement of actually what the fiber installation, what is it and what does it mean to us?
So fiber helps provide communication. So that could look like internet lines, telephone, things of that nature. So with them installing those, that can up your speed. When you're receiving internet, you'll definitely have different utilities coming in that you're able to go with. So instead of only having one or two utilities, you'll have a much wider spectrum that you can choose from. Your prices may be lower, things of that nature. And that's why they're bringing the fiber in, especially for our rural areas. But they do have to go into cities or townships and things of that nature to get it to the rural areas for the fiber installations.
Are they, does this mean that they're going to take out Comcast and the other systems, or that's going to be eliminated, or it's going to still be there physically, or what?
Things can always change, and we're not the utilities themselves. At this time, I'm not aware of them removing Comcast lines or any other lines for that reference. But that is always a possibility with any utility, with new installations being brought in. If the community doesn't want to go with a specific utility, they could, cease to have that line there at some point. But that's not the plan of installing new fiber.
But it's really going to be a transmission product for all agencies or all, okay.
That is correct. They're installing main lines. So once the main lines are installed, you can contact that provider and render that service if you should choose to, and then they would install a service line from the main line going to your home or your place of business from there.
Okay. And could you make a note to us or the public about, it's 3 agencies that's doing this, right? Or it's just one particular one?
No, the fiber installations are many different utilities that are coming in, so it's not one specific one. So you may see one come in and install fiber right now. Another couple months, you might see another fiber company come in and install different fiber lines.
So it means that we're going to be dealing with these here flags because I guess the residents have been trying to tell me that it was a very, it was problematic for them when they're mowing their lawns or their sprinkling systems are out and all this type thing. So, and you all, they mailed out some flyers or something, because it's only 2 or 3 people that told me that they received them.
Correct. We do ask for them to have communication before they're doing large projects for the community to help spread that awareness, and that way people have some answers as to what's taking place in the community. Unfortunately, there's no law that indicates that they have to do that. So that's up to that specific utility of whether they provide that communication beforehand or not.
What's your website for everybody?
Thank you.
It is missdig811.org, which is MISSDIG811.org.
So just to be clear, these companies that you've seen digging in the right-of-ways, everybody, the first thing they have to do is get a permit, and that comes to the Genesee County Road Commission, and they do their work in their right-of-way. The second thing, they've got to go through Miss Dig 811 so that you guys can mark the lines, correct?
So what happens is they're planning this, they're getting their permits from the township or whoever they need to. Once they have those permits, they're placing a MISDIG request at least 3 business days in advance of work being started, and that's when you'll see the utility flags come out. So the locators that are employed through municipalities, our members like utilities, come out and they mark the lines. MISDIG is not the locating company, we're only a notification company. So they'll go out and mark the lines, and then once they have fully marked those and positive response shows that it's clear, they can start that work and perform it safely, knowing that those markings are there, marking the approximate location of the utilities.
And those lines that are marked are the public utility lines? Those aren't the private service lines, right?
Correct. So they do own up into the meter. So if you have gas or electric lines, they will be marked all the way up to the home, and those have utility easements to them. For your water and sewers, typically those are marked at the road. Anything past the road right away is typically owned by that property owner. So there's a little bit, difference there, but they are marking the public utilities. Anything that's privately owned, so if you have electricity run from your garage or from your home to your garage and there's no meter on your garage, that's a private line and is not placed by not located by placing a MISDIG ticket.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any further questions?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, down there.
Thank you. In reference to what Mr. Leverett had asked, they're driving a line, they're pushing a tube, and these companies that are running up Linden Road and all the other places that we've seen and have, yes, caused some issues. That line is, correct me if I'm wrong, is that line just the primary external line, and then, as he had stated, and you did as well, other facilities will come and run their line through that because this tube is already laid in existence. So down the road, if ABC cable company comes in and they want to run everything underground, the inlet is already there, correct?
So what you're speaking of is called a conduit.
Yes.
Yes.
The big
And
one.
so, correct. So it depends on the nature. Some people do share conduits, but typically it is for one utility. But they can always change that or kind of work together. So they can install many conduits, but that's just protecting the fiber or cable or whichever is inside of that conduit is what that is for. So if you were digging, you would hit the conduit instead of go ahead and, damaging the line.
The second one, and we've had several, as he had stated, and I know everybody on this table and others out there, several residents have had gas lines hit. And when you try to have a conversation with the folks that are doing the work, the first thing they do is they hold their phone like this and say,
don't speak English.
"No speak English." And I'm not being disrespectful at all, please take. So when you try to talk to a supervisor or in that respect, and Assistant Chief Mark Urali, Mark's sitting over there talking about that. He's had numerous calls in the past month of severed gas lines. Who's accountable for that, one? And two, how does that, or does any of that fall back to myself as a resident whose line was cut? As you stated, meter out is consumers.
Correct. So something for like your gas meter or electric or things of that nature, if somebody else is doing the digging, so a fiber company comes in and causes a damage to that, they're the ones that are liable, or consumers covers it, as long as they're following the law PA 174. But that's how they see fit, and MISDIG does not oversee that side of things. But the homeowner would not be liable if a contractor comes out and damages a line. Whoever is doing the digging, that's the person responsible for that damage. And in those instances, they are required to stop excavation, ensure that the site is clear and secure, and then go ahead and contact 911 along with that facility owner or operator from there.
Go ahead.
On that question, I don't remember what day it was, you contacted me and said you were fixing your 9th line that had been ruptured at that point in time. So I called the road commission because they're the ones who issue the permits. They have somebody from the company. When you call either get on the website or call the company from the flyer that they sent out to everyone, it's a general customer service number. If you call the township and you have an issue, I have the direct number for Joe Huber. He is the person who pulled the permits. And I've also spoken to the regional manager. And as you said, they are required to fix that lickety-split. So I know that they've, that day, the day that there's a problem, they get it fixed. Whether, I know the county water, there was a couple of water mains that got busted, and the Drain Commission was out there, but it was the responsibility of MetroNet to fix it. They worked together and got it done quickly.
I was going to say, they also, and I mentioned this the previous 2 weeks ago, or I think when you were here, maybe 4 weeks ago, that they had cut one of the main lines out in front of the high school, the same scenario, and we lost internet at about 7:30 in the morning. So they came back and had to put a new box in, huge box, redig the whole thing. But to follow up, so our yards are marked. We have X amount of time, a time frame. As Gene mentioned, grass cutting, those kinds of things, et cetera. Now we're getting to winter, leaves, fall, those kinds of things. Will access in the upper right-hand corner here of the active ticket, if it doesn't say something, something Graham Road, am I free to pull the stakes, cut my leaves, pick them up? Where are we in that time frame going from now, October 6th, on into the winter season, and how long will this digging take place?
Certainly. So it's up to them how long the digging will take place. On our public dashboard, you can view if the ticket is active. If there's not an active ticket that highlights the area in question that you're referencing, then that's when you would be safe to remove the flags. If that highlighted area does cover the area in reference, then the flag should remain for the life of the ticket, which is also listed in the details once you visit and click on the specific ticket for that area.
Is that it, Tom?
I'm good, yes, for now. Thank you.
Trustee Burt, you
Thank
have a
you
question?
very much.
Why can't they pick those flags up when they're done working? They're done in that area, just pull them up, right?
Yes, ma'am. So that is what they're intended to do. They should be removing the flags once they have completed work. A lot of times, the reason that they are not is because they're unsure of whether they're done, and then they just don't go back to the site once they've determined that they're fully done there. But it is their responsibility to remove those flags once they have completed the work.
The question is that, so, say 2 to 3 months from now,
Bless you.
does that mean they're gonna be digging up the same areas all the time? But, you know, like,
That is potentially
Right,
what
that's
could
what it
take
sounds like.
place. It just all depends on the areas that they're installing these fibers, and that's up to each specific utility how they see fit.
thank you.
Can I jump back on Barb's? So they dig up Barb's front yard yesterday, and we got to leave this, and she's got a 6x8 square of tore up sod, all ripped up in that. They've got the compactor, they're using a little 12x12 compactor right now. When does her yard get put back to the way it was before they started in there?
So once they have completed the excavation, they should be coming around with straw and seed, laying that down to, put it back to its original position, however they see fit. Same thing with landscaping, if they have to disturb that to any degree, it should be placed back a generalized area. There's not a protocol as to specifically how it is, but that's what they're intended to do.
Do our residents have any recourse on that?
And if it's not put back,
Like, the flags are there, and I go out and take pictures of my front yard, and 2 days later, they're in, they tear it all up, da-da-da-da, move on down the road. Consumers has been very gracious in how they do their thing. We don't know who these people are. They're a third-party contractor. Again, communication seems to be an issue. Some folks say they received flyers. They're digging right one half a block off of my house, and I never received any flyers this year at all about it. So what recourse do any of the folks out here or anybody else have with that?
what I would suggest is try to contact that company. And like she was saying, they have to pull a permit before they're doing any of this work. So find out who pulled that permit, contact that company. And if it needed to, eventually you could take them to court. They are supposed to put everything back into its original position for you and lay the straw and seed.
Thank you. I'm good.
Any other questions?
So I wanted to say thank you. You had to drive a bit of a distance, right?
No, actually, I'm just from Grand Blanc.
Oh, okay.
So, but I appreciate it.
You stopped in at our staff meeting
Right.
and answered questions, and then I think, was it the clerk who invited you to come to the meeting tonight? And I appreciate you being here.
I
Thank you very
for
much.
the opportunity, and thank you for keeping the community safe.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, let's see, we'll go on to public comment. If anyone would like to address the board, I'd ask that you come to the podium, state your name, and you'll have 3 minutes to address the board. Does anyone want to speak during public comment? Now's the time. So I'm going to assume since no one's coming up to the podium, nobody wants to speak, we'll move on. We'll go to reports. So I appreciate the fact that we've had a pretty good conversation about what's going on in the right-of-ways. If anyone does have a problem, we had an issue today with an elderly woman who got her line cut for Comcast. She no longer has the phone line, which is her internet, TV, and phone through Comcast, and she has a life alert. So I got a hold of the guy who issues it, pulled the permit, and they are gonna get on that and get it fixed hopefully tomorrow. So if you can't get a hold of someone by contacting them at their website or the phone number that they have on the flyer, you can call the township and Rose can help assist you. Secondly, I wanted to read the flyer I got on the Consumers Energy planned power outage. Let's see. Planned power outage from Consumers Energy is planned for October 7th as they conduct critical repairs at the Ballinger substation. The start time will be Tuesday, October 7th, approximately 11:30 p.m., and the end time will be Wednesday, October 8th at 7:30 a.m. And let's see, affected areas south of the Flint River, north of Corona Road, east of I-75 and west of Springer Avenue. Customers impacted, approximately 2,900. McLaren Flint Hospital will remain unaffected. This work is necessary to prevent a larger unplanned outage and includes permanent repairs to grounding equipment and other reliability upgrades. We understand this work will have an impact on many who count on us, but it's important that we do this work now to prevent a power outage that we can't plan for. We are actively notifying affected customers and appreciate your support in helping share this information with residents and community leaders. Customers with concerns or questions are encouraged to contact Consumers Energy at 800-477-5050. We'll make sure that gets on our website too. I'll forward this to you, Tracy. That's the second thing I wanted to talk about. The third thing I want to talk about is our road projects that are going to be occurring hopefully this week. Every year with the road millage money, we have a small amount of money, around $300,000 to work with, and we get some matching funds from the road commission. And our board, our township board, relies on the road advisory committee to make recommendations on roads based on complaints, pacer ratings, and visual inspections. So I wanted to let you know that what roads are going to be part of this contract. Hold on one quick second. Oh man, I can't get it. The roads are Wheatland Drive between Monticello Drive and Hanson Drive. That's one road. The second road is Hanson Drive from Wheatland Drive to Dixon Drive. The third road is Dixon Drive between Hanson Drive and Monticello. And the fourth road is Sagamore Drive from Mount Vernon Pass to Soulgrave Drive. And I think, but I'm not sure, I think Soulgrave is going to have a little bit of work done on it also. So the work is scheduled to begin this week, weather dependent. The Road Commission board is approving the contract work and permit tomorrow at their board meeting. Yeah, Tuesday tomorrow at their board meeting. And the company, ACI, hold on. Asphalt Specialists LLC, they did the work on Linden Creek Parkway. They did good work. Anyway, they plan to start this Wednesday, and the work is to be completed by the first week in November. I just wanted to put that out there, and we'll have that on information on that on our website. Our engineer, Mike Pfeiffer, has gone and talked to several residents on the streets. They plan on getting more information out between the engineer and the company that's doing the work and our website. If you have any questions, you can always call the township, and we hopefully will have the answer for you. That's all of my report. Madam Clerk, do you have a report?
Yes, I'd like to report. I know there is elections that is going on in other municipalities. However, Flint Township has no election until next year, 2026. So I want to make that clear. And also, a lot of times, we have a great group of people that works here at the township, from our administration here in this building to our police department and our fire department. So I just want to say thank you to them. They really do the hard work. They come in and sometimes they take on additional tasks just to keep us afloat. So I just want to say thank you to all those departments and everyone involved that helps to keep the township running the way it is. Answer questions. I listened to the supervisor today. She was returning calls, trying to help people with the lines that were getting cut. So we really do pretty much have boots on the grounds here. We do try to assist our residents to make sure that we keep you aware. And I just want to say thank you to our administration staff here that really work so diligently every day. That's it.
Thank you. Mr. Treasurer, do you have a report for us this evening?
Thank you, yes. First of all, I've been working to collect the financial progress for all of us to make sure you guys will be getting a completed update, first, second, and third quarter report on and to the board by the 20th. The third quarter reports, all but one have come in, if I'm not mistaken. Today I was chasing the third of four. And those investments have been doing very well, and we'll have that finalized and disseminated to everyone on the 20th. Secondly, just information on road issues. And I was asked to do this by the two leaders of the Carmen Ainsworth Student Council. Neither of them could be here this evening, but I know that it was in the newspaper. But heads up, for those of you across from the high school, this Saturday on this series of roads, the Cavalier Kickoff 5K will close the roads again. Well, not close, there'll be some traffic there, the 5K run, starting at between 7:30 and 8 o'clock until about 10 a.m. Northgate, Heatherwood, Dye Meadow Lane, Squire Hill, North Dye, Scenic View, back to Dye Meadow, back to Heatherwood, back to Northgate, and crossing Linden Road again. There'll be a small closure on Linden Road as the large group passes initially, and a small closure as they cross back over into the Carmen Ainsworth parking lot where the race will end. By the way, I was told there's still time to get yourself registered to either walk or run, medals and t-shirts for all. Secondly, next Friday, prepare for Van Slyke Road and Maple Road, those of you on the south end. The road closure, Assistant Chief Rowley, Chief Wangler are aware, and they'll be there. The road closure will occur around 4 o'clock on next Friday, a week from this coming Friday, from Van Slyke and Bristol all the way down to Maple and Van Slyke, and from Van Slyke and Maple all the way to the Old Carriage and north entrance to the middle school will be closed between 4:15 and 6 o'clock for the parade as it runs down. Again, all the roads that abut Van Slyke will be closed. There will be no access, ingress or egress from those at that time as well. So I think, let's see, I had one other thing. Supervisor, oh, and there's still availabilities for people that want to walk or have a group in the parade as well. And I think we'll pay the bills, and that'll just about handle it.
Thank you. Are there any trustee reports this evening?
Just wanted to remind everyone of the Elms and Beecher Road roundabout meeting on Monday, October 20th, for the road commissioner. I received an email.
Yes, the road commission puts out a press release for anybody who's, I don't know if they're signed, you have to be signed up. That'll go on our website if it's not already there. They're going to have an open house, thank you very much, Tanisha, for the construction project. The road commission is putting in a roundabout at Beecher and Elms Road. That'll be funded strictly by the road commission. The township's not doing any matching funds or anything. And the dates for that are going to be
It is on the website.
2026. So you can look for that on our website, flinttownship.org, or you could go to the Genesee County Road Commission, gcrc.org website and see it there too. Or give Tanisha a call.
From 3:30 to 5:30 on the 20th at our police station.
What's that?
It's from 3:30 to 5:30 at our police station, and it is on our website.
Yeah.
Police auditorium.
All right, Amy, thank you. Anything else this way? No? Trustee Burt? Mr. Leverett? Leverett?
I just want to thank everyone that's been participating. Let's see if we can't, first of all, let me say this right quick. I'd like for everybody, if you care to join in or whatever, before I speak, Lord, look upon us and bless us right now and help us to be like-minded, Lord God. Help us to look to you, Lord God, the author and finisher of our faith. In the name of Jesus, thank God. Amen. But nevertheless, I'd like for everyone to continue to pay attention to and talk with our residents and all of everybody in Flint Township to pay attention to all of this here trash that's being, our township is being trashed out. It just looked like to me that it's intentionally. But I would like for us to kind of get the word out and talk with people about this type thing, because I see some unwarranted things that shouldn't be. That intersection down there at 75 and Corona Road is ridiculous. and all down through the whole community. Bob Vert, Trustee Vert, they got a good cleanup going on in designated areas, but we got far more, much more of a problem throughout the township. It's encompassing those weeds growing up as well along the curb. I was talking to some of the residents the other day about that and concerning that. And I call everybody, residents and all, professional grass cutters, because all of us probably been cutting grass for, I've been cutting grass all my life. And I take notice to how we should cut the grass when we cut along the edge by the roads or by the streets or whatever. We normally cut in so that we won't blow the grass clippers out in the street. And if we blow the grass clippers out in the street, we come back and be cordial enough to, as well, to blow them back up on the lawn or whatever, or pick them up. Because it's an eyesore first, and then it causes this here ice damming in the wintertime. And we don't have sidewalks readily available in the total community. So let's kind of make this a priority to talk with our friends and neighbors and residents and officials as well, because of the fact that I'm looking at the officers down here on, what's the police station?
Norco.
I'm looking at the officers there on Norco. They look like they got a problem as well. The weeds going up along the curb. So everybody, it depends, all of us, to pay attention to that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you for the good work you've been doing thus far.
Thank you. We'll move on to staff report. Mrs. Tucker, do you have a report for us this evening?
We do have planning commission meeting this week, which would be Thursday at 6. And then we are trying to put together a ADC Brownfield meeting. We have a large possible project for them. And so we're looking at November 4th at 2 p.m., I believe, for the meeting. The members that are on the township board, you should have received an email today, calendar invite. Let me know if you can make it. Basically, what happens with the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority, it will go to the EDC, which is our Brownfield Board, first. They will make a recommendation, hopefully favorable. Then it will come to the Township Board for public hearing and then vote on the project, so. You'll hear more about that as we get paperwork in on it, so, okay? That's basically, and then I've got items on the agenda.
Thank you. Assistant Chief Raleigh, do you have a report for us this evening?
Yes, ma'am. Since the last regular meeting, fire department responded to 51 calls. Year-to-date, that puts us at 993, so we're right on pace to be about the same we were last year. Those 51 calls totaled 100 apparatus responses, so out of the 51 calls, it required 100 different apparatus responses to cover those calls. Including in those 51 calls were 5 structure fires. We also assisted Grand Blanc Township on September 28th with 3 apparatus and 9 personnel. The fire department has issued a burn ban for the township. This will remain in place until we get a substantial amount of rain. It's quite dry out there, and we've been having some issues with campfires getting out of control. Lastly, it's October, so we like to talk about fire safety. So for this meeting, I just want to make sure everybody knows to check your smoke alarm batteries, carbon monoxide alarm batteries, test your alarms. If you don't have any smoke alarms, contact the fire department, 810-732-4413, and we can get you on schedule to get some installed. Thank you.
Thank you. Chief Wangler couldn't be with us this evening, and his backup, Lieutenant Matt Van Lente, is stuck somewhere between where he was on vacation and here. Apparently because of the shutdown in FAA, he's stuck. So I've passed out this report, I'll read it quickly. As of October 2nd, the police department responded to 922 total calls for service. This is 626 primary calls for service and 296 backup calls. On average, over this 10-day period, they responded to over 90 calls per day. Of particular interest is on September 29th, during the day shift, the police department responded to the storage units at 4066 Vance Lake Road and 3029 South Elms Road for a breaking and entering which occurred over the weekend. In total, approximately 20 total units were broken into, and large amounts of property was stolen. On October 1st, investigators located a great Ford Taurus which was believed to be involved with the breaking and entering, and suspects were developed, including an address on Hughes Avenue in the city of Flint. Yesterday, October 2nd, undercover officers were conducting surveillance of the residence while a search warrant was being prepared. A vehicle was seen leaving this house, and the vehicle fled at a high rate of speed, likely discovering he was being followed by the undercover officers. The vehicle ultimately crashed in the area of Westwood Avenue and Miller Road, and the driver, whom we have since identified, fled on foot and got away. The search warrant was executed at the Hughes address, and a plethora of property from the storage units was recovered, including lawnmowers, TVs, and a pistol. The property was taken back to the police department, and they're in the process of identifying the owners and returning their belongings. That's his report. I think we're done there, and there are no committee reports. I gotta sneeze. We'll move on to correspondence and informational items, Madam Clerk.
Yes, I have informational report from Attorney Dana Nessel, and she is urging consumers to be vigilant in the light of increased reports of scams targeting Michigan residents with fraudulent texts. She states that Michigan does not have a Department of Vehicle, and the Secretary of State does not send text messages threatening to suspend your license or registration. So if you do receive these type of texts, I know I've received them multiple times, there is a number that you can also call, and if you do receive the text, they're asking that you just delete that information. It's fraudulent, it's not pertaining to us, and it's someone scamming.
When someone deletes it on their phone, they can delete and report junk.
Yes.
And please don't ever give out your pertinent information. They don't need it. They're looking to rip you off.
Yeah. And they were saying also a lot of times to recognize that it'll have improper spelling, promises of a reward. They're gonna suspend your license, come lock you up. It's not true. So just be aware, be vigilant, and do not respond to that. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on to new business. Is action item A. Mrs. Tucker, did you want to say anything on that before we,
Can I have 10?
Pay bills.
oh, do we want to do that?
Kind of authorize them, so
Oh, I skipped right over it.
might want to do that.
Number 10, Mr. Treasurer.
Thank you. Yes, like to pay the bills. The following resolution is offered by none and supported by none, but the resolution states, a motion to approve the payment of the invoices in the amount of $18,719.38. In addition, we acknowledge that the payment of invoices and tax distributions in the amount of $18,970,029.58 as authorized by the Board of Purchasing Policy. And that is my motion.
Your motion was to pay the bills in the amount of $18,719.38.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a second to the motion?
Second it.
Any questions or discussion for Mr. Treasurer?
Just real quick, again, as always, you guys are thinking $18 million going out, but remember, we collected a whole lot of taxes in the last few weeks, and that's a pass-through. It's to all the other places that are getting them. The summer taxes were collected for Swartz Creek, Flushing, and Carmen Ainsworth here, and we were distributing those in the last 10 days.
Alrighty, if there's no further discussion, Madam Clerk, roll call, please, on the motion to pay the bills in the amount of $18,719.38.
Trustee McIntyre?
Yes.
Supervisor Miller?
Yes.
Trustee Leverett?
Yes.
Trustee Vert?
No.
Clerk Triplett, yes. Treasurer Clee?
Yes.
And Trustee Todd Lloyd?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, we'll pay the bills. Action, let's see, we move on to new business. Action item A, Mrs. Tucker, now did you have anything to say on this?
So this is just the zoning amendment to make the solar energy facilities and storage units, or storage facilities and energy facilities, a special land use in the mixed-use development and a permitted use in an industrial.
Alrighty, this is our second reading. It's, as Tracy described. Would someone like to make the motion to move forward?
Cleve would move to accept the motion as presented.
Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Any questions or discussion?
Tracy, may I ask, do we have anybody that wants to do a solar farm yet?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I need to hear. Thank you. That's what I,
So we have a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 2025-236 zoning amendment. This is our second reading. We're now going to vote to approve it. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Supervisor Miller?
Yes.
Treasurer Clee?
yes.
Trustee Todd Lloyd?
Yes.
Trustee Burt?
Yes.
Trustee Leverett?
Yes.
Clerk Triplett, yes, and Trustee McIntyre.
Yes.
Thank you all.
Thank you. I need a motion to set the public, action item B is to set the public hearing for the 2026 Budget Appropriations Act Resolution.
Since it's money related, I might as well jump on that one as well. Cleve would move to accept the Budget Appropriation Act resolution for 2026.
We're setting the public hearing.
Yeah, that's what I meant, sorry. Set
there-
the public hearing for it.
Thank you. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second it.
Any questions or discussion? So the motion was to set the public hearing for the 2026 Budget Appropriations Act Resolution. All those in favor of setting the public hearing for October 20th at 6 PM signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? That's the 20th of October here at 6 PM. The third thing on the agenda is the Public Act 152 opt-out. You have that before you. The Public Act sets the required employee contribution, the mix between employer and employee. We have 6 different union contracts, and we have chosen as a board in the past, and will hopefully do so to get through the next 2 years of our contracts. It's to opt out of that minimum. According to the language of our contracts, I need a motion to move forward on opting out of Public Act 152.
Well, again, as you and I sit on the negotiations committee, Cleve would move to accept into the recommendation of opting out on the Public Act 152.
Is there a second to the motion? Support. Any questions or discussion?
Trustee Burt?
Yeah. Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the opt-out of Section 8 of Act 152 for the calendar year 2026 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That's unanimous, and that's done. Our next public meeting will be Monday, October 20th. We happen to be having a public hearing. If you'd like to come and speak on the budget for next year, that'll be that evening. Otherwise, if there's no further business, and without objection, we'll call the meeting adjourned.
At the bottom of your agenda, change that